Pardon the mess. What we have here is a 1993 Mazda MX-6, the FSDE, which is technically stock out of the Mazda Speed Protege 5, 1000cc fuel injector clinic in STI injectors, 38mm TL wastegate, Precision PTE 5557, Ron Davis radiator, Nishimoto radiator shroud from a 40SX, aftermarket oiling system, so Peterson pressure relief valve, Nishimoto oil thermostatic valve to a 15-row oil cooler, custom 9.3:1 compression, 84mm pistons, K1 rods, King bearings, ARP studs, 1ZZFE coil unplug conversion, 75mm throttle body. The list goes on. So why Boostane? Simply put, this is what a 10.5:1 compression piston looks like for a 83.5mm bore. As you can see, these weren't ran very long. There's some dirt on them, they're dusty, etc. Ringlings look good, valve reliefs look good. These were ran on pump gas. They were ran up to 18.5 psi. I started having problems mid-power range. And we're foreshadowing a little bit here. But when I popped the head gasket, I did a compression test to check things out and started noticing things like this. Valve relief's gone, cracks, burns, etc. And so when I rebuilt the motor, one of the things I wanted to do was make sure that I had enough knock protection. And so when I rebuilt the motor and put the 9.3:1 compression pistons in, started running more boost with a 500 wheel horsepower goal instead of 400 wheel horsepower goal, I came across Boostane and chatted with Ian. I'd already been chatting with Kyle Fickler, who was at Driven Racing at the time. Kyle introduced me to Ian. We started talking, and when I started going over 19 psi of boost, this was what was recommended to me. I'm running 92 clear, so ethanol-free gas, because I don't drive this very often. E85 presents a lot of issues if you don't run it all the time. 92 clear, I can let the gas sit in here 6 months, don't have to worry about it. And the good thing about Boostane is that I can also let this sit and it won't drop out of the gas. So why Boostane? Well, let's start with it's super easy to mix. They give you this nice mixing chart. Claims, I definitely have felt increased horsepower and torque. Stabilizes, prevents phase separation, prevents corrosion, adds lubrication, increased efficiency, save money versus race fuel. And that last point is exactly why I use this. When I did the math, it ended up being 20 bucks, I think, for a can of Boostane Pro. I get about 3 tanks of gas, or about 42 gallons out of it, if I remember correctly. With ethanol being $5.49 a gallon, it ends up running about $6.29 a gallon for 100 octane fuel with 0 lead that doesn't expire. And locally, 100 octane gas is going to cost you $9 to $10 a gallon. So that's a cost savings, and I don't have to worry about it going bad if I don't drive my car for 6 months.